Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we'll look into some of the basic features of Cortex-M3 processor. We'll see the features of Cortex-M3. Cortex-M3 processor is a 32-bit microcontroller. Okay. So before this, let me talk of 8051, which you have already studied in your 4th semester. 8051 is a 8-bit microcontroller. So what is a 8-bit microcontroller? 8-bit microcontroller means all its data registers, functional units, data bus, all are capable of handling 8-bit data at a time. So 8051 can process 8-bit data at a time in one clock cycle. So 32-bit microcontroller means it can operate on 32-bit data at a time in one cycle. So that means I can say that this Cortex M3 is 4 times more efficient than 8051. That is 8051 could handle 8-bit data at a time, whereas Cortex M3 can handle 32-bit data at a time. The second point is 32-bit ALU. Cortex M3 has a 32-bit ALU. So the first point and the second point go hand in hand. So as I've told you, 32-bit microcontroller means it is capable of handling 32-bit data at a time. That is all the functional units. ALU means arithmetic and logical unit. All the arithmetic operations or the logical operations. Arithmetic operations means add, subtract, multiply and things like that. Logical operations comprise of AND operation, OR operation, XOR operation, all these things. So all these functional units, the functional units that perform these operations are also capable of handling 32-bit data at a time. So the third point is 32-bit data bus. So this also should go along with the first 2 points. That is the data registers are 32-bit wide. The functional units are 32-bit wide. So the data bus means it is the means of communication for transferring data from memory to the processor or the microcontroller unit. Okay. So the data bus also should be capable of accessing 32-bit data, right? So this Cortex M3 has got a 32-bit data bus. So this has got a 32-bit address bus. So if you can recall, if the number of address bits is 1, that is with 1 bit you can have 2 power 1, that is 2 address locations. That is with 1 bit you can have 0 and 1, 2 unique combinations. So you can use these 2 addresses to address 2 memory locations. If you have the number of address bits as 2, then the unique combinations that you can have is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. That is 2 power 2, 4 combinations. So with the 3 address bits you can have 2 power 3, 8 combinations. That is 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. Likewise, if I generalize this, if the number of address bits is n, then I can address 2 power n memory locations. So here Cortex M3 has got 32 address bits. So it can address 2 power 32 memory locations. So 2 power 32 is 2 power 2 into 2 power 30. So as you know, 2 power 30 comes to be 1 GB. Okay, 2 power 10 is 1 KB, 2 power 20 is 1 MB, 2 power 30 is 1 GB, and 2 square is 4. So it 2 power 32 can have 4 GB unique combinations. That means it can address 4 GB locations of memory. Now that we have come across memory, let me talk about aligned data and misaligned data. Okay. So to explain this concept, I will take the example of 8086 microprocessor. 8086 is a 16-bit microprocessor. You have not studied this, but I will take the example of this microprocessor to explain this concept. So 8086 is a 16-bit microprocessor, meaning its data registers are 16-bit wide. Its data bus is 16-bit wide. That means it can access 16-bit data at a time from memory. But if you learn that, if you see, memory locations can store only 1 byte of data. That is, each memory location can store 1 byte of data. 1 byte means 8 bits of data. So in 8086 your data is 16-bit wide. So it will occupy 2 consecutive memory locations. Okay, 2 consecutive memory locations. But when you are accessing data from memory, one chip at a time in one clock cycle, only one memory location can be accessed. That is why the 8086 memory is arranged as 2 banks, that is odd bank and the even bank. The addresses containing even addresses, the locations having even addresses will be stored in one bank. That is, if 0 is here, then memory location with address 1 will be in another memory bank, that is a separate chip. Similarly, if 2 is here, 3, that memory location with the address 3 will be in a separate chip, and so on. So the one chip will be having only even addresses and other chip will be having only odd addressed memory locations. So when you are accessing memory, when 8086 is accessing memory to fetch 116-bit of data, the data would be stored in the memory location 0 and 1. Okay, 116-bit data would be stored in lower 8-bit data will be stored in 0 memory location, and the higher 8-bit data will be stored in memory location with address 1. Okay, so when you are accessing the 16-bit data from memory, both these chips will be accessed, and the data will be fetched. The 16-bit data will be fetched from the 2 memory banks. Okay, so now if you have a data starting with address 0 to 4 and etc., that is even addresses, then that means the data is aligned. So aligned data can be accessed in one clock cycle. Okay. Now suppose you have your data in 3 and 4. Okay. One byte of data is in 3 and the other byte of data is in 4, starting from 3 and 4. So now this data is not aligned, or it is misaligned. So to access misaligned data, the processor requires 2 clock cycles. Okay, so that is the difference between aligned data and misaligned data. So the advantage is, if you are accessing aligned data, then only one clock cycle is enough. But to access misaligned data, you require 2 clock cycles. That is in 8086. Whereas now this Cortex M3 is 32-bit microcontroller, so the data will be 32-bit wide. So only those data which is stored in addresses 0, 4, 8, C or multiples of 4 will be aligned data. So data stored in 32-bit data, if the address is 0, then the 32-bit data will be aligned in will be stored in memory location 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is aligned data. So data starting from address 4 will be stored in 4. The 32 bits of that data will be stored in 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So ARM ARM processors allow only aligned data access. Okay. So if you have a data starting from memory address 1, then the data will be stored in 1, 2, 3 and 4. This access is not allowed in ARM processors. So this is the difference between ARM and other processors. So this is because ARM is rigid, that is why it is able to give such an high performance. So misaligned data access is not allowed in ARM processors. So Cortex M3 allows only aligned data. So your data should be addressed with the multiples of 4. Okay. So that is the difference between normal processors and ARM processors. Say a normal processor like 8086 allows you to store data in the aligned form as well as misaligned form. Only difference is if you are trying to access aligned data, then it will be accessed in one clock cycle. And if you are accessing misaligned data, then it would require 2 clock cycles. So it is in terms of performance, it is going to take more time. But whereas ARM processors, Cortex M3 is an ARM processor. So in this, it is not the system is not going to be flexible, but only intention is to be is to give high performance. So that is why ARM processors do not allow misaligned data access. So if you want to store data, if you want to store data in memory in ARM processors, it has to be stored in the aligned form. That is, your data should start from addresses with multiples of 4. So that is 0, 4, 8C and so on. Okay. So your 32 bits of data will require or occupy 4 memory locations. Okay. You can also note that I have just put the addresses in the last 4 bits of the addresses in binary here. If your data starts from 0, is stored from address 0, the address will be ending with the 0000. 4 will be 0100, 8 and C. Okay. So in this you can notice that the last 2 bits, as I've told you, the Cortex M3 processor will store only aligned data. So aligned data means the address of the data will be in multiples of 4, 0, 4, 8, C and so on. Right. So for that the last 2 bits of the data will be always 0. Okay. Cortex M3 is a Harvard architecture processor. Uh, there are 2 types of architectures, that is earlier processors had the von Neumann architecture and now this is Harvard architecture. In von Neumann architecture there is a single bus for accessing data and instructions from memory. Whereas in case of Harvard architecture there are 2 separate buses for accessing data and instructions from memory. So this allows you parallel fetching of data and instructions from memory without interfering with each other. So the advantage of this is the instructions can be continuously fetched from memory through the instruction bus and also if any instructions requires data to be accessed from memory, that can be parallelly accessed using the data bus. So data access is not going to interfere with the pipeline of these instructions. Cortex M3 has got a 3-stage pipeline, that is fetch, decode and execute. The traditional processors, which are CISC processors, have got variable length instructions. So the number of clock cycles required to fetch these variable length instructions also will be variable. Whereas in case of ARM processors are RISC processors, reduced instruction set computers. Okay, in that the instructions are fixed length. So here it is 32-bit or 16-bit, right? So the instructions will be fetched in one clock cycle itself. So if I have the first instruction being fetched in the first clock cycle, in the second clock cycle it will be decoded and in the third clock cycle it will be executed. The when the first instruction is getting decoded, the second instruction will be fetched. When the first instruction is executed, the second instruction is decoded, and so on. So when the second instruction is decoded, third instruction will be fetched. So after 3 clock cycles, if you see, the output with throughput will be, for every clock cycle, it will be execute, 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 execute. Okay. So see, this is possible if since because of the fixed length instructions, and since we have a 32-bit address bus and 32-bit data bus, as well as instruction bus. The 32-bit instructions would be fetched at once in one cycle itself, and hence this is possible. This pipeline structure will be possible. Registers are fast memories present in the processing unit. Okay, inside the microcontroller unit, there are registers which hold the data, the operands on which the operation is to be performed. These data are stored in these registers, and also the result after operation are also stored in these registers. So the Cortex M3 has got 16 general purpose registers for the processing, and there are, in addition to this, there are a vast number of other registers which we will study in detail when we are learning about these registers. Now, most of the all the processing happens in these registers. Okay, the Cortex M3 is a load store model. Load store model means if at all you want to access memory data from memory, or that is, you want to perform some operation on data in memory, then the data has to be fetched from memory to any of the general purpose registers, and the processing has to be done, and the data, if it is to be stored back into memory, is to be done after the processing. So the only two instructions available for accessing the memory is load and store. Load is an instruction to get the data from memory to the registers, and store is an instruction to store the data from registers to memory. So this load store model also facilitates the performance. The ARM processors are mainly based on performance. So the load store model also helps in achieving this tremendous performance by having all the processing done in the registers. Cortex M3 supports three data formats, that is byte, half word and word. Byte is 8 bits, half word is 16 bits and word is 32 bits. Now byte universally means the same, that is byte means always it is equal to 8 bits. Whereas half word and word differs depending on the context. That is, now if you have a processor which is 16-bit processor or 16-bit microcontroller, that means that is capable of processing 16 bits at a time. In that case, word becomes a 16 bits. Word is equal to 16 bits. Now here Cortex M3 is a 32-bit microcontroller. So word is 32 bits, and hence the half word is 16 bits. So it can operate on 32 bits, 16 bits and 8 bits of data. Thank you.